Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, William. The last episode or video I did was about S-Talk. It was episode 1, part 1. Talked about brief notes about that video. You should go back and watch it. I think I gave my opinion. I think it was a pretty good opinion. I talked about Karen Cross and Scarlett. I talked about is Triple H really in charge? Or is Vince still there on the DL? I talked about Liv Morgan. I briefly talked about the women's division of SmackDown, and I'm going to go into more detail. I'm also going to talk about some other things that kind of came up and kind of got me thinking. I got more notes. This is S-Talk episode 2, part 2. It won't be like this normally. I usually would just do episodes of S-Talk, but I feel like I just tipped it on the first video. I just touched some other subjects I just started to touch, because I want to wait and see what would happen on Raw. This past Raw today is August 23rd, 2022, and it's a Tuesday, and I'm filming at 5:55. First thing I think I'm going to talk about now is, hey guys, I called it on my previous video about Johnny Gargano. You know, he debuted on Raw. I would have liked him to debut on SmackDown. I think that would have been a better choice, because they're pushing so many. They're supposed to going to be pushing a lot of people on Raw. They're going to push Theory supposedly. I don't know if that's not going to happen anymore because Vince is gone. They're supposed to be pushing Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Ciampa, Cody Rhodes when he comes back from injury. The draft is happening, so there's that. That's in question. You know, maybe some of them will come SmackDown. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, and I'm praying Triple H is smart about this and he drafts Johnny Gargano to SmackDown. And he just had him debut on Raw to make that Raw pop, because it is in Canada. You know, they like to, when they go to different countries, they like to make the show pop. Whether it's SmackDown or Raw, they like to make it pop. And Johnny Gargano is one of the best talent WWE has ever had. And he's a little guy like me. He left the WWE to spend time with his pregnant wife and be there for her through everything, the whole process, and to be a dad for a little while, which I get and respect. I hope he gets drafted to SmackDown. I'm just wondering about his wife, Candice LeRae. Is she coming back to Raw? Is she coming back to NXT? Where's she gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Where's she gonna appear? If so, did she quit wrestling? She's just gonna be a stay-at-home mom, which is cool if she chooses to do that. I'm just wondering about that. It was kind of predictable. That's another thing I talked about in my first video, and you guys go and watch that one, and then come back to this one. It was very predictable, because everyone that was on Raw is Austin Theory. Well, he goes by Theory on Raw, which he gets his other name back. Austin Theory, which I'm going to call him that anyway, so let's move on. Austin Theory's on Raw. He's making a big splash. He's Money in the Bank. I don't know if his push has stopped since Vince is gone. I don't know, it's very iffy, because he's lost matches and all that, and he's Money in the Bank, and if you're going to push them like that, you kind of would have them win matches, whether it's fair and square or dirty, because he is a heel. There's also Ciampa, who made his debut on Raw, and then the other guy I was talking about, that I didn't know his name, was Dexter Lumis, and I made that whole theory about that glove, because they showed that glove, and people are saying that's Dexter Lumis. I don't think it's Dexter Lumis. I think it might be Johnny Gargano, maybe, or maybe his wife. Why else would they show on Raw about the letter, or talk about the letter? I don't think they talked about it that much, but they did on NXT about a letter, made it a big deal on NXT of a love letter from to his NXT wife, Dexter Lumis. I'm very questioning that. I'm maybe thinking maybe she's gonna get drafted to Raw, or gonna make get pushed to Raw. I really wish, like I said again, I'm gonna keep saying it, Johnny Gargano would come to SmackDown, because like I said, it's kind of heavy on Raw. You know, there's a certain certain YouTuber that talks about wrestling like I do, ANGO. He had a video come out August 11th, 2022, and he talked about how SmackDown's roster is light. I would have to agree with him heavily. It's very light. I think we had one debut with in the women's division. And she's a Canadian wrestler. I can't remember her name. Anyway, we had her. Then we had a call up with another female wrestler from NXT. But going back to the males division, we really didn't have no moves from NXT. We had, like I said, Karrion Kross and Scarlett debuted on SmackDown and got rehired on SmackDown. You can make the argument that that tag team trio that debuted on SmackDown was kind of rehired. I don't think so. Here's my opinion on that. They were drafted to SmackDown as a group for another tag team that got drafted to Raw. So, usually they try to, if they draft a lot of tag teams from SmackDown, they draft a number of superstars from Raw or NXT to SmackDown in place of that tag team that got drafted to Raw. And they were a draft to SmackDown last year in the last draft. And I think they made a tiny appearance, and then Vince let them go. Very weird. So I don't really see them as a re-sign for SmackDown, because they were already part of SmackDown before they got released. They were on the SmackDown roster, and then they got let go. I think they made one appearance. I don't even think they got to wrestle yet, and Vince let them go. So I don't really count that as a rehire for SmackDown. Majority of the rehires are going to Raw, which I'm not liking. I was hoping and praying that Triple H would treat both brands fairly. I don't know if he's going to now. It's getting me a little scared about that. I'm a little scared. I'm about maybe 10%, 5% scared about that. I'm getting really scared of the draft, because the draft is coming up probably. There's a rumor that the draft is happening after Clash at the Castle sometime the following month. I don't know if that rumor is true. If it is, I have a feeling that SmackDown is going to get screwed again, because look at all the people that got rehired on SmackDown. Look at all the people that have come from NXT that come to Raw. We got one female wrestler, she's amazing, from NXT. I think Aaliyah's the other female wrestler's name that kind of made a debut on SmackDown. I don't know if she was on NXT. If she was, I've never seen her. But I don't know about her anymore. I like her as a superstar, but I don't think she's going to get pushed, because she's losing a lot of matches. I like her and her partner to win the tag team gold. I know the rumor is that Bayley's group, her tag team that she's managing, is going to win the tag team gold. And then there's also a rumor that Sasha Banks and Naomi's going to show up and say that they're still the women's tag team champions and challenge them. And then they're going to find out who's the real women's tag team champions. Where they would debut at, what brand, I don't know if they're going to make a debut on our brand or a pay-per-view. SmackDown is coming up. Today is Tuesday, so I don't know what's going to happen on this week's SmackDown. I personally think I like them to debut on Raw. And I'll say that's why, because I like Toxic Attraction. One of them's injured. We found that out, but I still would like them to be drafted to SmackDown. And all of them, not just the tag team, the woman that's leading them. I forgot her name. She had a relationship with Otis, on-screen relationship with Otis. I would like her to come, Toxic Attraction. SmackDown needs a trio. Women's division needs to get pushed up quite a few levels. They haven't even done a women's pay-per-view again this year. They haven't done that. It's like, once they move ahead and give equal opportunity for women, they move 10 steps forward and then 20 steps back. You know, I think with Triple H needs to push the women's division a little bit more, a little bit harder, treat both brands equally, and Superstar TV signs. You know, I don't think that's happening right now. A lot of them are getting re-signed to Raw, and that's not telling that he's not going to push some guys or women from NXT to SmackDown. I don't know. That might happen later on. But he's pushing a lot of people and re-signing a lot of people on Raw. There's rumor going around that Bray Wyatt is re-signed. I don't know how true this rumor is. And with that rumor came another rumor that he's going to be signed to SmackDown. I don't know if that's true or not. I hope it is. I hope he doesn't get drafted to Raw that quick. You know, maybe on SmackDown for a month, if that, or 2 weeks, and we get drafted to Raw and we lose him. I also hope that we don't lose Karrion Kross. They figure, hey, we'll give you the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and we'll take Scarlett and Karrion Kross. I don't hope that happens. I hope they both stay on SmackDown. I think that would be the start of being fair on both brands. You're putting both SmackDown and Raw and satisfying the brands and the fans of both brands. You know, I'm a SmackDown fan. I'm very loyal. I watch NXT sometimes on Hulu, and they put stuff on Hulu. They're cool too, but I'm mostly a SmackDown fan, and they also have to please the TV stations that have their shows on. They've got to please them, and Raw's station that hosts Raw is not too happy about not having a world champion. You know, there's rumor around that Karrion Kross is going to win the WWE Championship and go to Raw. I hope that's not true. I hope we don't lose no one from SmackDown to Raw. There's so many people that are on Raw that could win the WWE Championship and bring it to Raw. You know, I hope we don't lose Drew McIntyre. There's rumors that he's going to win both. There's rumor that he's going to win one championship, and their rumor hasn't finished about which one it's going to be. You know, they haven't claimed to the rumor. They haven't said if it's going to be the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship, and then have it go to Raw. I hope that doesn't happen either. I want Drew McIntyre to stay on SmackDown. He just came last year. Now it hasn't even been maybe almost a full year on SmackDown. That's not enough time. There's rumor that he's going to do it, and there's rumor that Karrion Kross is going to bring it to Raw, whichever championship they decide to put on Raw, which most likely will be the WWE Championship, which I personally think should be the Universal Championship. We get the WWE Championship, and he loses the Universal Championship to Raw because he's held the Universal Championship longer. You know, I think it's about time for him to lose both championships, but if he needs to lose one sooner than later to please Raw, I think they need to have him lose the Universal Championship. He can always lose it to Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes if he comes back, and I don't know how long they have to give Raw Championship to Raw. You know, if they're on their timeline or not. It could be Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory can cash in Money in the Bank, and because they didn't specify it was that this year's Money in the Bank was for both titles or one title. So I think it's only for one title, and Austin Theory wins it. Regardless if he keeps the championship for long, I would like for him to keep it. Regardless if he does keep it for a long time or not, that's the way you can get to Raw. At least have it be a stepping stone to get to Raw is him cashing in and successfully wins the Universal Championship or WWE Championship and takes it to Raw. Personally, I would love the Universal Championship. I don't like it on SmackDown. You know, it just doesn't fit, and that's how I feel about that. I also think I will be doing another video on what Triple H needs to do to make WWE better now that he's in charge. I think I'm going to do a video about that. This is some ideas that's popping in my head that things he needs to do. You know, I keep talking about it. I think I did 3 or 4 times in my past video about he needs to de-unify the World Championships, have one for Raw, one for SmackDown. They need to be putting people that are full-time. I don't hate Roman Reigns, but I don't think a part-timer should hold both World Championships or even a championship, period. You know, he'd probably get by with a tag team championship, but I don't like that concept. To me, a world champion should be on SmackDown. That's how it was in the old days. The world championship that was on SmackDown every episode. That's how it was. And that's what I expect the world champion to do. I expect him to show up. And turns out I found online that he became a undisputed champion around the same time. He decided to go part-time. So I don't think that should have happened. I know it was Vince McMahon's idea, not Triple H's, but he needs to take care of that issue. He needs to de-unify the World Championships and the tag team titles. Because that tag team division is getting stale. Because the Usos have been on the championships for way too long. I don't even really fully get the Bloodline. I know it's popular, and I like the Bloodline too, but Roman Reigns is gone majority of the time. Brock complained and said, hey, well, at least you're getting him a little bit of the time. We're not giving him none of the time. Yeah, I get that, but still, I think the Bloodline, that faction, has sailed its course. It's fine that Roman Reigns wants to do other things. He wants to go part-time. That's fine. But in that decision that he made, he needs to accept the fact that he's going to lose both championships. That's how I feel about that. Let's go to the next section. Now, what I was talking about in the past video about the women's division, before Bayley got hurt, and before they moved Sasha Banks into the tag team division, which I thought was smart because they were using on SmackDown Charlotte Flair, Bayley, and Sasha Banks a lot. They were using them a lot. Now they're amazing women, super talented. I'm a big fan of all theirs, but they were using them over and over again on SmackDown, and it was just getting very boring. You don't want to get tired of the amazing women like Sasha Banks or Bayley or Charlotte Flair. You don't want to get tired of them or stale of them or just wish they wouldn't show up. You want to be, oh my gosh, it's Charlotte Flair. Yes. But you're not. People getting tired of seeing them over again. They need to do, if Charlotte Flair returns to SmackDown, unlike Bayley who returned to Raw, they need to put her in the tag team division like they did Bayley. I'm sorry, not Bayley, but Sasha Banks. I think that was a smart decision done by the writers on SmackDown. Put her with Naomi. I really think that's smart. I think they need to do that with Charlotte Flair. They could pair her up with, let's see, they could pair her up with, oh gosh, a number of people on SmackDown or Raw, but they could pair up with, let's see, thinking, oh gosh, what's her name? She just turned heel, she calls people nasties, I forgot her name, oh gosh, and they pair her up with her, I think her name is, oh gosh, anyway, they can pair up in a tag team with somebody. Some heel in there. I forgot her name. That's gonna make me mad. That's really gonna make me mad. They can pair up and tag team like they did Sasha Banks. Anyway, regardless. And now if they bring her back as a babyface, because they brought back Seth Rollins' wife. As a heel, they can bring Charlotte Flair back as a babyface and have her team up with, I don't know, with someone new, someone that she hasn't teamed up with yet. I can see them doing that. They can pair in a tag team division. I really think she needs that. She's been Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Championship, and NXT Women's Champion. She's been all three. The one title she hasn't had is the tag team championships. She hasn't won them yet. I think that'd be a good division for her to take in and for her to team with someone that's new to help them learn the process and grow. I think she'd be a good team up if she's babyface with Aaliyah. I hope and pray that they don't turn Aaliyah from babyface to heel. I have a feeling that they're going to do that because she keeps losing matches. And I think I heard something on the internet about she was in Canada, her hometown, and they were quiet during her match against Bayley. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's true. No, it's not true. I hope they don't turn her heel. They can have Charlotte Flair team with her and teach her the ropes, kind of push her and when she's ready to go in the singles division and have Aaliyah do singles division. I know Aaliyah is teaming with someone else, but I don't know if that's going to continue. That, I guess, depends on who wins the tag team titles. You know, it depends. The rumor going around, it's going to be Bayley's tag team. I don't think it should be. I think they should eventually get them. I do think that. I think they should throw a curveball and do it to like one of the teams that they don't expect. Maybe Aaliyah and her tag team partner. They haven't had gold, and they're both very, very good. And her partner has had a lot of wins on SmackDown, but hasn't had a push yet. So I think that would be a very good decision for them to do. Now, there's a rumor going around. I'll keep talking about the Fiend and Bray Wyatt, aka Bray Wyatt. If he does come back, they're talking about that they have signed him. And, it's just a matter of time finishing the paperwork and all the contract stuff. That they have to do behind the scenes. It's just a matter of time. There's a rumor that he's going to be on SmackDown. Like I said before, I hope him coming to SmackDown, we don't lose Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he doesn't debut on SmackDown and then gets drafted to Raw when the draft happens, because it's supposed to happen right after Clash of the Castle. So that's not too far away after that pay-per-view. I think that pay-per-view is either this weekend or next weekend. I don't really know. I just hope, it's not a double-edged sword. We have him for a little bit and then gets drafted to Raw like it happened last draft. We got him not even a year in this draft this past year. He got drafted to Raw, and then he got dragged in mud, kind of like Karrion Kross did, because Vince McMahon doesn't like supernatural characters in WWE, which I find kind of weird, because Kane and Undertaker were supernatural. But when I think about it, they did stop doing that supernatural thing, and it was just an Undertaker thing when he wrestled, and Kane slowly unmasked and stopped doing that supernatural thing. I don't get why he didn't like supernatural stuff in WWE. I think it'd be cool and awesome. I think that's one thing Triple H needs to dive into, is the supernatural with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Maybe have them go supernatural, kind of and dark. If they do bring back Bray Wyatt, hopefully they'll bring back the Fiend, and if they do that, they need to draft I don't know, I kind of hope they hire back his old teammates from the White family and kind of make them supernatural. They need to draft from Raw, what is her name? I'm so sorry about this. Anyway, she just got married. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm completely flicking on that. And by the way, the person I thought, if she comes back a heel for Charlotte Flair to team up with to be in tag team division, is Lacey Evans. And let's see what else I have on this list. Let's see. And I think if they do, like I said, if they do bring the Fiend back, I think they should do the supernatural thing and have that done. Trying to look something up on TV real quick to find out that woman's name. Let's see. Alexa Bliss. That's it. Alexa Bliss, have her come back and join the White family. Or the Fiend, have her be that supernatural force. Because right now she's kind of in limbo. She did, I think, they lost. They're out of the tag team tournament. Or they might have a second chance of SmackDown. Because all the people that were, that lost are having a second chance. They have 4-way, which, I don't know, I think it's kind of predictable. I'm a little disappointed in that. I think they should have found a different team. Or like I said, make Schultzer come and say, hey, I'm a former women's champion. I'm the face of the women's division. And her tag team with Lacey Evans. And be that team and be that replacement. But it's not happening. It's going to be the women that have lost in the past of the competition, the tag team division competition in the women's division. I think Lacey Evans with Charlotte Flair then team up as a tag team would be awesome. She is recently a heel. I don't really get that. I personally don't like it. I know a lot more people like Lacey Evans as a heel rather than a babyface. I like her as a babyface. That's how I feel. If I could give Triple H some advice, if he even will probably watch this or not, it would be to think about SmackDown when you do the rehires more, because it seems like more rehires and more people are getting pushed from NXT to Raw, and the rehires are getting signed to Raw. Yes, the draft is happening, and that could change a lot. Johnny Gargano could come to SmackDown. I'm kind of hoping he does, because I don't see him being pushed good on Raw. There's too many people being pushed on Raw. There's too many. Yes, the draft is happening, and that could change that, but I really see him, like I said, on SmackDown going after the IC title. I don't really see anyone else taking it from Gunther. I don't see it. I want to say I do, but I don't see it. And there's also going around that same thing is going to team with Kevin Owens. I really hope that's true. And I hope it's a long teaming, because in the past they've teamed together and they got cut short. I think that's robbery. I think that they're an amazing team. And I think also Triple H needs to get rid of the stigma of tag teams can't be single competitors either. Now that's something I got to talk about, and what I think Triple H should change video that I will eventually do. I think he needs to get rid of that. I think if they do become a tag team, they do win gold from the Usos, I still think they could be in the singles division, since the brand split is not in effect. One could have the US title, one could have the IC title, and eventually they get pushed even more, which I think same thing is deserved of a world championship. He's proven how talented he is. He's awesome. And you even love him with this weird thing he's doing on SmackDown, being a heel. You still love him. He's one of those superstars like Hulk Hogan when they tried to push as a heel and you still loved him. When you tried to push Eddie Guerrero as a heel and you still loved him. He's in that same category, in my personal opinion. I'm not trying to offend anyone with this video. Everything on this video is my personal opinion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell every time you want to see a video. You better like and subscribe. And click that bell so you'll be notified each time I post a video, because like I said, I might do more than one video a week, or I might just do one. I did one this first video I have on my YouTube channel. I did one a week. Things just came up. How life is, sometimes it gets busy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell so you'll be notified each time I post a video. In case comments are down, I'm going to give you my email again, and I will put it with the title like I did in the previous video. It's wingolife17@gmail.com. Again, wingolife17@gmail.com. That's WINGOLIFE17, and that A symbol with the half circle thing, gmail.com. GEMAIL.com. Again, it's wingolife17@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell for the next video. I have some ideas from some new videos. The what to expect video will be coming, but I feel like I need to put this one out first, because I didn't finish everything I wanted to say with the first video, and stuff happened on this previous Raw. I hope you like this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up, and I hope you tune in for episode 3 of S Talk, aka SmackDown Talk and WWE Talk. S Talk is again about me talking about SmackDown, because I'm a fan of SmackDown, WWE SmackDown. That doesn't mean I won't talk about WWE or Raw or someone on Raw. Again, I wish Triple H would focus on both Raw and SmackDown. It seems like Raw is getting the majority of his focus. I'm a little disappointed in that. I really think Johnny Gargano should debut on SmackDown, but I guess he want to pop on Raw's Canadian show, which, okay. You know, it kind of sucks that he's on Raw. I don't see him winning the US title from Bobby Lashley as a face. You know, I don't want him to turn heel either. You know, him as a babyface is really, really good. I like him as a babyface. Because on NXT, you saw him as a babyface and a heel. He's better as a babyface, in my personal opinion. I hope that his wife, Candice, comes back. I wonder what her deal is, if she's not coming back, what's going on. Because I don't even think he talked about her on Raw. I checked on YouTube, and there's no one's talking about her. So here I am talking about her. Until next time, peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell. And you guys know my email by now. I've said it 3 times. See you next time. Peace.